All right, at this time, we'll call the 2/22/22 meeting to order. This is our regular scheduled meeting, so we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation by Chad Mincer. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please bow with me. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thanks for a beautiful day. Thank you for letting us all gather, Lord. Continue to bless our city, Lord, as we go out and show leadership throughout the city, Lord. Please continue to bless us, and as we show discernment and make good decisions tonight, Lord, continue to bless us in those decisions. Please be with our community and the surrounding communities as we still recover from the tornadoes that happened. Continue to bless us each and every day. In His name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Kim, can we have a roll call?
Yes, sir. Misty Cavanaugh. Here. Tony Space.
Here.
Adam Townsend.
Here.
Amy Cruz.
Present.
Frank Stevenson.
Here.
Chad Mincer.
Here.
Mayor, we do have a quorum.
We have the first order of business is the approval of minutes from the City Council regular meeting, February 7th, 2022.
It was called to order by Mayor Kevin Cotton. We had the pledge and we had invocation by Chief Steve Bryan. We had the mayor and all council members were present for the meeting. We had approval of the previous minutes of January 18, 2022. We had approval of bills and payroll. We had a resolution to accept bids for the 375 Park Row. We also had a resolution to accept the bids for 312 Hamilton, and we had a resolution to accept bids for the 631 Silkwood. We had a resolution to authorizing the City of Madisonville to use the standard allowance for the local fiscal recovery fund as authorized by the American Rescue Plan. We had a motion to approve the fair housing resolution that was defeated, and we also had a motion to table it, which was also failed. We had accept bids for the metal building for the police department was adopted. We had the fire department life-saving awards that were given out. And then we had a motion to accept Tig Cemetery, and that was also defeated. We had a proclamation for Kentucky Humanities Proclamation, and we had an adjournment.
Are there any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next, we'll move on to approval of bills and payroll.
General fund is $359,886.19. Total sanitation is $127,231.72. Total electric utility is $67,113.03. Total water filter are $171,421.09. And total wastewater collection and treatment is $461,376.20. We had an estimated payroll. It was a biweekly payroll of governmental of $58,580, police $152,546, fire $153,281, transportation of $32,515, cemetery $8,533, park $15,888, sanitation $44,591, light fund of $94,349, water and filter of $50,654, wastewater treatment of $17,063, and wastewater collection of $49,059, for a total estimated biweekly payroll of $677,060.
Do I have a motion to approve the bills and payroll?
So move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Since we're going to be doing a city-county joint meeting here at 5 p.m., we have all of the department reports for the fire and police in your packet. If you have any questions, please get with Chief Bryan or Chief Dunning, and they'll be more than happy to answer any of those questions. So we'll move on into new business. The first order of new business is the fair housing resolution.
Let it be known to all persons of the City of Madisonville that discrimination in the sale, rental, leasing, or financing of housing or land to be used for construction of housing or in the provision of brokerage services because of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin is prohibited by Title 7 or 8, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the 1968 Civil Rights Act Federal Fair Housing Law. It is the policy of the City of Madisonville to implement programs to ensure equal opportunity in housing for all persons regardless of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. The Fair Housing Amendments Act of 1988 expanded coverage to include disabled persons and families with children, and HUD 2012 regulations expanded coverage to sexual orientation or gender identity. Therefore, the city does hereby pass the following resolution. Be it resolved that the city encourages all persons who feel that they have been discriminated against because of race, color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, national origin, disability, or familial status to seek equity under federal and state laws by filing a complaint with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development Office of the Housing and Equal Opportunity Compliance Division. Be it further resolved that the city shall publicize this resolution, and through this publicity shall encourage owners of real estate developers and builders to become aware of their respective responsibilities and rights under the federal fair housing law and amendments and any applicable state or local laws or ordinances. Said program will be at a minimum include printing and publicizing of this policy and other applicable fair housing information through local media and community contacts, distribution of posters, flyers, and any other means that will bring attention to those affected the knowledge of their respective responsibilities and rights concerning equal opportunity in housing, and prepare an analysis of impediments to fair housing choice and actions to mitigate such impediments.
Do I have a motion to approve the fair housing resolution?
Moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next is a resolution to enter into a mutual aid and assistance agreement.
Whereas the city of Madisonville, Kentucky desires to enter into a mutual aid agreement for storm damage, debris removal, and disposal services, and whereas the city of Madisonville agrees to execute the agreement and provide mutual aid and assistance to other parties under the terms and conditions contained in the attached agreement. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized to execute the mutual aid and assistance agreement.
Do I have a motion to approve the mutual aid and assistance agreement? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next, we have a resolution to reject the bids for the airport hangar at the Madisonville Regional Airport.
Whereas the city of Madisonville advertised sealed bids to construct a 100-foot by 125-foot hangar at the Madisonville Regional Airport to be opened on February the 18th, 2022 at 10 a.m. And whereas the city of Madisonville received only one bid, and it was to CNC Construction in the amount of $749,028 with an additional exterior walls addendum of $6,310. Whereas the bid was higher than expected, now therefore be it resolved that the city council reject the bids to CNC Construction for the hangar at the Madisonville Regional Airport.
Do I have a motion to approve the rejection of the bids for the Madisonville Regional Airport? Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, is there any questions?
What was the anticipated or targeted bid that we were looking for that this one apparently exceeded?
Between around 300,000 to 350 was what our anticipated number was, and since we only had one bid on it, we decided to pull that back, or hopefully pull that back, so that we could work with the engineer, and hopes to maybe even just do this project in-house. As far as the city taking on the contracting piece of that, to where we can subcontract out contractors to come in and finish it.
Were we surprised that we only got one bid?
There was definitely a surprise that we only had one bid, and it was a surprise that it was more than double what we were anticipating for it to come in. The engineer did reach back out to the contractor just to confirm again that he was fully aware that the concrete and HVAC and the building and all the building supplies, other than the finishing materials, were included. And they did not have, we were furnishing those already, and he was fully aware of that, and this was his bid. So it should have, even the rough numbers that we've been able to put together since then, should have been half this price. Any other questions?
So we'll make a decision whether we're going to put this out for bid again, and or we're going to try to look at that in-house at a later date.
Get this motion to reject it, and then we can have that as a discussion point. So we have a motion and a second. Is there any other questions about rejecting the bid? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. If it is the wishes of the council that the city take that on, we have been working with Gaston Engineering on this project from the beginning of this project, and he does feel like that the city could do this in-house, and we would definitely entertain that opportunity if the council so wishes for us to take that on.
So in other words, we would be, as it were, the contractor. We
You would become the
we
general
would-
contractor.
subcontract the various parts of it. Okay.
We have not had that discussion with the airport board. It is, in fact, the grant is the city's grant, and the city's building, so we have brought the airport board up to speed on everything up to this point, but not that particular part of the project. And we could wait for the airport board to make that decision and then bring it back before you all, if that's what you want to do.
I
Well,
think that's the only fair thing to do, because right now, we don't know what Dick Gaston is gonna say the cost savings will be by us being there.
So, is it okay for us to get estimates on that to take before the airport board?
Administrative fee on that as well.
and even within, that 300 and whatever thousand plus that we were hoping for, this approach, we'd be coming back to council where you're subcontracting, that's work, and if it's over a certain amount, it has to come to the council for.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Yes. That's the direction that we will move with that, and I don't think we need a motion for that. It was just a point of discussion. All right, next we have a resolution of designation of applicant's agent for FEMA disbursement of $130,099.41.
And this is a resolution that it says, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Madisonville that Kevin Cotton, Mayor of Madisonville, is hereby authorized to execute for and behalf of the City of Madisonville, a public entity established under the laws of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, this application and file in the appropriate state office for the purpose of obtaining certain federal financial assistance under the Disaster Relief Act or otherwise available from the President's Disaster Relief Fund. That City of Madisonville public entity established under laws of the Commonwealth of Kentucky hereby authorize its agent to provide to the state and to the federal emergency management agency for all matters pertaining to such federal disaster assistance, assurance, and agreements printed on the reverse side hereof. And the agreement is attached to that.
Do I have a motion to approve the resolution of the designation of applicant's agent?
So move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions?
These funds are already earmarked, and/or is that going to be decided at a later date?
These are reimbursement for, yeah. Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next is an item that's not on the agenda. The documentation was given to you all. It is in your packet. And we're going to ask Lincoln if he would come up. This is in reference to the site work that is being done for the sports complex.
Right. To turn this on? We good?
Should be on.
Okay. Yes, good evening. I'm back. It's only been 2 months and I'm already back up here testifying. Just to give you kind of a synopsis of the way this happened, now that we've been able to look at it in hindsight, December 7th, the bids were open, and that started a 60-day time for the bid to be accepted and Western Kentucky Minerals to be put under contract. Because their bid was so low, there was some time that was allotted for the architect to verify that because they're $450,000 lower than the next lowest bid, that they actually had the capability of doing this. And so the architect went to go verify that. And then they were expecting us to write a contract. We were expecting them to write a contract, and then the tornado hit. In all of that confusion, we got all the way out to February 17th, 10 days after that 60 days elapsed. We didn't have them under contract. They also lost a window of opportunity because they're a mining operation. They had off-road fuel locked in at an amazingly low rate of $1.28 a gallon. So those prices have come up. Their material prices have come up since the tornado. Labor cost and equipment rental has also come up because now we're getting out of the wintertime construction lull when equipment rental and labor is so low. So they've come back with a request to adjust the contract price up $135,000 60, about 50,000 of that's just in fuel. You can see the details on the handout, but essentially, because it was kind of a I got it, I don't got it between us and the architects agreed to waive $50,000 of their design fee as part of that. So the city would have to absorb the additional $85,060. If council doesn't decide to go with this, then the project will have to go back out to bid. If you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer them, but that's kind of the summary of where we're at.
So do I have a motion to approve the change order for Western Kentucky Minerals?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Any questions?
I just wanted to make a comment that looking at that figure, 613,417, what rings a bell to me is that when we were looking at this, what we anticipated when we went out for bid, this is still about half of what we anticipated we'd have to pay. So we're still in good shape.
Questions or comments?
What's the time frame of completion for this? Is that contract set? Is those terms set within that contract?
Once we get approval, we've got a draft of this contract with a timeline set. I don't remember the date exactly. If you give me a second, I can look it up. May 21st for final completion, April 30th for substantial.
Is there a contingency if it's not done at that point in time?
There's liquidated damages.
Okay.
Roger. Daily liquidated damages.
So if we approve this, that will, the contract that is, the previous contract would be the one, there would not be another contract signed, is that correct? Or would we need to sign a new contract?
We didn't have a contract, so this would be the original one that would be getting signed.
Let's agree upon 50-50 with the county? Or
This would not, the change order would not be. The original contract is a 2/3, 1/3 split. And then the additional for the change order would be the responsibility of the city. Any other questions or comments? Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you, sir. Next, we have municipal orders.
We have a reappointment of Amy LaFoon to the Historic District Amy LaFoon shall be and hereby is reappointed to the Historic District Commission. The term of Amy shall be for 3 years, ending February 22nd, 2025, and that Amy shall serve in accordance with the laws of the United States of America and the Commonwealth of Kentucky and the ordinances of the city of Madisonville.
And then we have another municipal order. Oh, wait a minute,
Wait a
I have
minute,
to
we
do an
gotta vote.
approval. Do I have a motion to approve the reappointment of Amy LaFoon to the Historic District Commission?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Next, we have the appointment of Libby Spencer to the Historic District Commission.
Libby Spencer shall be and hereby is appointed to the Historic District Commission. The term of Libby Spencer shall be for 3 years, ending February the 22nd, 2025, and that Libby Spencer shall serve in accordance with the laws of the United States of America and the Commonwealth of Kentucky and the ordinances of the city of Madisonville.
Do I have a motion to approve Libby Spencer for the appointment to the Historic District Commission?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
We will reconvene.
Hold on, I need a second.
Should I have a second? We have a second over here. We will reconvene at the fiscal court at 5 p.m.
You're cracking me up.